The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken is due to arrive in South Korea after authorities there tried and failed to arrest the impeached President Yoon Suk Yeol. After a dramatic 6-hour-long standoff, police called off an attempt to arrest the suspended president. Mr Yoon's security team formed a human wall and used vehicles to block the arresting team's path. It's been an unprecedented month for South Korean politics. President Yoon's short-lived martial law order was followed by an impeachment vote and then a criminal investigation. And now this warrant for his arrest, which expires on Monday. This is the scene now, live in Seoul, outside President Yoon Suk Yeol's official residence. It's just gone 4 o'clock in South Korea. You can see there protesters once again gathering. On one side, protesters in support of Mr Yoon, and on the other, those who are opposed to him and want to see him in court. Once again, there's a large police presence there along that busy road in the South Korean capital. Earlier on, I spoke to Naemo Kim. She's a journalist based in Seoul. She's been at the protests this week outside Yoon Suk Yeol's residence. She told me what the mood there is like.
The mood is basically no one knows what will happen in the next hour or even in the next few minutes. And those are the exact words of one headline, which goes to show the incredibly charged sense, this feeling of total unpredictability. At the moment, as you just showed, the scenes of demonstration right outside Mr. Yoon's official residence. I was there earlier. It's incredibly charged. The atmosphere is very different from that of the protests outside the National Assembly, because these are real die-hard pro-Yoon and anti-Yoon supporters right outside. I saw some physical scuffling between some of the supporters. And the scene, we have fairly heavy snow here, and also in freezing temperatures, many of them braving out the freezing temperatures for several nights in a row just to support or oppose Mr Yoon.
Naemo, we have this warrant out for Mr Yoon's arrest. It doesn't last forever. The clock is ticking on it. We've already seen one attempt which failed to arrest Mr Yoon. Do you think he will be arrested before the time on the warrant runs out?
No one knows for sure. Authorities are expected to try and make another attempt to detain him. As you said, the warrant expires this coming Monday. It's Sunday here now. They may or they may not. And if they do make another attempt, we will most likely know about an hour or so beforehand because of the distance between the investigative body to Mr. Yoon's residence. We might actually know a little bit earlier because it will take them longer due to the heavy snow.
Antony Blinken, the US Secretary of State, is on his way to South Korea. South Korea, of course, one of the US's strongest allies. He wants to patch this up. Do you think he will be able to?
It would be interesting to see if he can, if he can or not. Both political sides are interpreting his visit very differently, of course. The right-wing supporters seeing it as extra backing for Mr. Yoon, while the left, they view it as support for democratic processes to take place as quickly as possible. And notably, Mr. Yoon, he made a lot of efforts to try and improve relations between South Korea and Japan, and that strengthened the trilateral relations between the three countries. And I'm sure that is something that Mr. Blinken is very much aware of.
Naemo, we've seen countries like the US and other nearby countries like Japan saying they're concerned about events in South Korea, but countries with which South Korea has a more difficult relationship, China for one, North Korea for another, seem to be slightly reveling in it. North Korean media seem to be enjoying the political chaos, as they describe it, in the South. What are we to make of that?
Yes, that's right. North Korea did not miss a propaganda opportunity mocking what is going on here in South Korea. And it's also very interesting to see references to different countries at the protest right outside Mr. Yoon's residence. pro-Yoon supporters are holding the South Korean flag as well as the American flag. Traditionally, pro-Yoon supporters, the right-wing supporters, have placed more value on US-South Korea relations. The left-wing supporters, they haven't actually, brought the flag of other countries as yet. But pro-Yoon supporters are accusing online and also offline, accusing them of being pro-China and pro-North Korea, which is an interesting situation.
Nemo Kim there joining us from South Korea.